What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed if you are. And if you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, while you're at it, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. So let's get into this podversation/reality chat. All right, guys, I wanted to just give some reactions and share some comments, actually giving other people's reactions to this post on the ShadeRoom, and it's the clowns of Huntsville. So meaning the husbands and ex-husbands, some of them at least, because Stormy's husband and Tiffany's husband were not included in the shot. But you got Hotel, you've got Maurice, and you've got Marsau along with Chris Fletcher, and they just look ridiculous. When I first saw this, I actually saw this, I believe it was True T. She did a video on YouTube talking about Hotel, and it was him alone, I believe, with his, I guess, what he would deem as his Texas clothing on. And it's just really ridiculous because I know a lot of people who probably feel like, why do people feel like this is how we dress down here in Texas? It's stupid. But anyway, I want to read some of the comments from the ShadeRoom post. They posted this picture about 5 days ago. But listen, I saw this yesterday and I literally laughed out loud when I saw one of the comments. So I'm going to start with that one comment. And listen, this is other people's comments. I agree with a lot of them, but I'm just reading what other people are saying. So I'm going to read it and say it just like they said it, okay? So the comment that was at the top where I literally laughed out loud, someone said, "A bunch of ain't shit niggas in one pic," laughing emoji. When I tell you, when I saw that, I literally laughed out loud. I said, okay, yeah, I got to share these comments on this picture because they posted this on the ShadeRoom, and their post says, "Ooh, the men of Love and Marriage Huntsville are outside bringing the heat," and they labeled the image hashtag TSR Zaddies. First of all, I don't think that they fit the definition of zaddies, because I think a zaddy is supposed to mean an older man. Yeah, they're older, but an older man who is attractive as well as very well capable of taking care of a woman financially. And we know that these clowns don't fit that definition. Marsau and Tisha, they've been trying to build that chateau since the beginning of time, and it's still not done. We already know Hotel is broke, busted, and disgusted. And from what I've been told, Maurice, he's not really an attorney. He may have went to law school, but that is actually something he's not really practicing, as well as he got his name put on Kimmy's home. So if that's indeed true, like, none of these men, except for maybe Chris Fletcher, has the capability of providing financially, really. And it's up for debate whether Chris Fletcher would be seen as attractive. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But in my personal opinion, none of these creeps in this picture fit the definition of attractive. Now, maybe if they labeled this the creep squad, I saw the picture the first time I saw it, I was like, this is giving me Brokeback Mountain 2.0. Okay? And based on the rumors about Hotel and the fact that he allegedly had a hookup account on one of these dating apps for gay men, listen, that's what has been said. That would not surprise me if it is indeed the truth. All right? And based on the allegations about Marsau and Maurice hooking up and doing orgies with chicks, and they're sleeping with these disgusting women in the same room, like, that's just nasty. Anyway, let me read some of these other comments, guys. Someone says, "Ain't nobody worth a damn except Chris Fletcher." Now, somebody else says, one thing about Martell is that he is going to be fine as hell. Girl, I don't know what your problem is. But anyway, replies to her comment, someone else says, and have on some tight-ass pants. And then someone else says, and shirt, laughing emoji. And someone else says, and his pants will be tight as hell. And then someone else responded to that comment to say, ugh, something about a broke ninja is not fine. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then other people have the vomit emojis in response to her comment talking about him being fine. And then someone else says his behavior makes him ugly as F. Exactly. Someone else says fine, but a little too zesty for me, talking about hotel. And then someone else responded to that chick's comment. They're talking about him being fine. They say, yuck. And then another one says, sis, I swear, you know he's toxic, even if you haven't watched the show, because, child. And then she responded to that comment to say, I'm just superficially looking at his exterior. I know he's trash. So that's the thing. It's like, if you know he's trash, why are you commenting on him being attractive? Because that would make him extremely unattractive. But see, that's how people get into those issues and problems, because they fall for the okie doke. And oh my God, someone says Martell is wearing a wedding band and Marsau isn't. What's happening here? Now, isn't that ironic? Isn't that ironic? Someone else says the one in white needs a bra, talking about Marsau. Someone else says, we looking at the same picture? Because I don't see one zaddy. See, that's what I was saying. Someone else says, Marsau need a bra. Bye. Someone else says, baby, we don't want none of them. Keep them in Bama. Another comment says, why does everyone think this is how we dress in Texas? See, that's what I was saying. And I'm not even from Texas or have lived there ever. And I was thinking the same thing. But yeah, it definitely is really weird. In this picture, all four of, like the comment said, a bunch of 4 ain't shit and words in one pic. Why do 3 out of 4 of them have on wedding bands, but one of them that is not married has a wedding band on, and another that is married does not? Crazy, right? So of course it would be the 2 biggest clowns. I don't even want to say the 2 biggest clowns out of the group, because honestly, I can't stand Maurice, can't stand Marsau, and definitely can't stand Hotel. I don't really know much about Chris Fletcher, but they say birds of a feather flock together. So the fact that he's even with these clowns, as well as, apparently and allegedly, he was allowing Hotel to stay in one of his homes that is now for sale, because that was one of the things that was said recently in an episode. So why doesn't Marsau have on his wedding ring? And Hotel does have on a wedding band, and he's not married. These are clowns. They're not zaddies. The fact that they would label them that, it's like nobody's checking for these people. And even the ones that claim that Hotel is attractive or fine, like, okay, girl, your radar is definitely off. And there's nothing attractive about this tight pants, nut hugging, wearing jeans, cleavage showing ass clown. It's just crazy that people can see past the horrible person that he is to see something that is appealing or attractive. It's not. So apparently they were down in Houston, Texas for a cast trip, and Melody was down in the city as well. So I don't know if he was just trying to get under Melody's skin to make her think that he is married. I don't believe that he is. Even though I mentioned it before and just really asking the question, do you think that he did marry the baby mama? No, I don't think that he did do that. But as we have seen him say over these seasons since she left him in the dust cloud of dustiness that he resides in, is the fact that he is going to get married again. He's going to get, like, dude, you are 100% not marriage material. You are a broken, flawed person that does not fit the criteria of ever getting married. I've spoken about this so many times. Enough, I should say. I don't talk about marriage a lot, but one of the reasons why the institution of marriage is so broken is because you have people like him. He's one large, horrible example of people who get married for the wrong reasons, and they never should be married. And that's one of the reasons why the divorce rate is so high, is because you get so many people that get into it for the wrong reasons. They're not marriage material. They're extremely selfish. I mean, marriage, it really takes one who is willing to not just be about themselves. You can't really be self-absorbed. I'm not saying you can't care about yourself. You should. You absolutely should care about yourself and love yourself. And somebody like that disgusting cretin should not ever be married to anyone, because I believe he's irretrievably broken. Like, they have a dissolution of marriage reason. One of them is it's, irretrievably broken. He's an irretrievably broken person. I don't believe that he is fixable. I really don't. He can get all the therapy in the world, but unless he gets drugged up and he's like heavily medicated, which he still wouldn't even really be himself, he's not ever going to be fixed. And so he really should never, ever get married. So I feel that he had the wedding band on as a way to try to get Melody's attention, to make her think that he has actually moved on. When we saw in the last episode how he was just looking like a stupid clown because they were asking him about Sheree. And I know he felt stupid and embarrassed, and he's trying to, make it seem like it's not a big deal, but he can't deal with rejection. Most narcissists cannot. So she, I'm sure at that time, was just done with him, even though the relationship was not even real to begin with. But I'm sure he didn't think that she would break it off the way that she did. So he could say to the confessional camera about how they're cool and they're still friends, whatever. She probably felt even more stupid than she thought that she could, because it wasn't a real relationship. And so to know that they had this arrangement and he's doing some other stuff that they didn't agree to do, it's making her look even more stupid. So I'm quite sure that she just left him without any real explanation or resolve, and it made him feel stupid. But there's really nothing that he could do about it, because I'm like, Melody, he wasn't married to her, so there's nothing that he could do to try to hold. So him wanting to go to Atlanta and stay in the chateau, and her getting chefs to come over to cook meals of which she's not going to pay the chef for the work that they've done, and all of the other things, that it was just like really ridiculous. I haven't seen him back on. I haven't watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta in more than a few weeks, to be honest with you. But from what I've heard, he hasn't been back on the show yet. I believe when he interviewed with Carlos, he was saying that there were some more scenes. I don't know how he knows what's going to be shown, right? But with that being said, he wanted, I believe, to get under Melody's skin to make her feel some type of way, to make her think that maybe he did marry the baby mama, or maybe even elope with Sheree. I mean, none of that would happen. None of it. But he's wearing a wedding band and Marsau is not. I don't know, guys. I just saw this post, saw this picture. Again, like I said, my first thought was Brokeback Mountain 2.0. You can let me know what you think this picture is giving about these ass clowns in the comment section. But the people in the comment section on the Shade Room, they definitely were going in on them. And for the Shade Room to call them zaddies, it's like, please. All right, so you let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.